Jambo mambo familia angu, karibu 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 nyumbani kwangu. Mimi ni Babu Eli-Ben-Eli, and I live in Texas. Whenever I run across Mexicans that speak Spanish, I always talk to them in Spanish. Why do I do this? Because I'm practicing my Spanish. Whenever I run across Muslims, I always say to them, Salam Alaikum, and I speak a little bit of Arabic to them. When I run across anybody who speaks French, I try to talk to them in French. Bottom line is that, I try to practice my language skills whenever I can. Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy. And why am I happy? I'm happy because, number one, I did something which a lot of people might have thought was a little bit crazy. I decided that I was going to get on a meal substitution diet. Great Value is a company that's owned by Walmart, and they sell these milkshakes that are meal substitutes. And I've been drinking one for breakfast and one for lunch, and then I have a light dinner. And now in the middle of Ramadan, I've been drinking it before sunrise. I've been drinking, then the rest of the day I fast until sundown, then I have my light dinner. The result of all of this is that I have, by the grace of Allah, some of you may notice it, but I've been losing a lot of weight. All praise due to Allah, and I'm getting a lot healthier because of it. One of the other things that I do is this, here in Texas, it's gotten a little bit crazy. Every now and then you hear that somebody goes to the store, boom, they get shot. They go to synagogue or mosque or wherever, boom, they get shot. What I've been doing for a lot of reasons is that I work out at home. You see these dumbbells? Very inexpensive. And I have learned something. I have learned that a lot of the exercises that you do at a gym, you can do with these. And you can do these at home. Now, back when I ended up having an accident that eventually ended up putting me in a wheelchair, I would go to the gym. And at the gym, I would do very, very heavy exercises and everything. You want to know what I have learned? Take something light like this. These are 3 pounds. How many kilos would that be? Kilo. Well, a kilo is 2 pounds. So this is about like a kilo and a half. And I do simple things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but I'll do it 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do several sets of about 20. I also have a set of 5 pounds, and I have a set of 10 pounds and 20 pounds. So 20 pounds, there's not a lot that I can do with it yet. There was a time when I would do these exercises with 100 pounds in each hand. I don't do that anymore. I realized that doing light weights and high repetitions, if you compare pictures of what I look like now and what I looked like a few months ago, excuse me, my face is becoming thinner, my stomach is flat and hard, my arms are hard, and I haven't been lifting a whole lot of weights, but I'm learning something, and that is that, you cannot lose weight unless you completely, drastically reduce the amount of calories that you're taking in, which I have done. Ramadan Mubarak to all of those that are celebrating Ramadan. Shavua Tov to all of the Jewish side of the family of Abraham. And, I was thinking about something today. Once again, kudos to, first of all, prayers for Diana Kemi. Apparently she's in the hospital. Apparently she's not doing well. And I gotta say something. I am developing a great deal of respect for Diana Kemi. Why is that? It's very, very good to see what she and her sisters do. People like I am Marwa, Fellow the Boy, Mayugono, Nacho, all of these people, they act like if they're aristocrats, kings and lords. I think Marwa actually takes this rubbish about him being a king seriously. They don't work with their hands. They're too good to work with their hands. Hurrah, hurrah. Pole, pole. They're good at it. Sema, hello to my camera. It's like, first of all, it's complete disrespect that you see a man working very, very hard. And somebody like Fellow the Boy, he uses the workers, the muras, like if they're props for his videos. And some of them don't like it. Some of them are like, well, I'm doing my job. And he's offended because apparently everybody's supposed to be an involuntary actor. In one of Fellow the Boy's videos, if you're being paid by him, you're gonna introduce yourself and answer all of his rubbish questions. Let a man have dignity. Let a man do his job and be left in peace. Same with Mara. Mura. Pole, I'm making a video. It's like, really? So the world revolves around you. And here's the insulting thing. Most of these people are not getting paid. Most of these people are not getting paid. I heard a story that Conrad's dad was run down by a car. And I don't know. I'll leave it to you to decide. Was that revenge on the part of Conrad's mom's sons? Was that revenge on the part of some of her students who don't like her husband? I don't know, but it was kind of sad, I've been doing some thinking about the whole Marwa situation, and I come to a conclusion. Reason along with me and see if you agree or disagree with what I'm about to say. If you remember, there were videos in which Marwa approached a cow, or I believe it might have even been a bull, at his mother's compound. And he said, oh, this bull is aggressive. And he picked up a stick as if he was going to hit it. There was a video in which Marwa complained about how his rabbits were going missing. And it was discovered that Asian Boca, who had been living at the family compound, was being starved for food. Apparently, a common way that family punishes dogs is simply not feeding them. And what do you think dogs are going to do? They're going to go out and find something to eat. And if it's a nice, tender little rabbit, it appears as if the dog was eating rabbits. And what did Marwa do? Marwa and his men gave the dog a severe beating. Gave the dog a severe beating, and as a consequence of that, the dog voted with his feet and went to live over with my juvenile, who apparently treated him better. But the point that I'm making is that, and then there was a video early on when Marwa was, first of all, you have to understand, Marwa has admitted that he's riding the horses. There was a video in which he was trying to be very forceful with the horses and was trying to tell Rocio that the way to get the horses to obey was to strike them and make them respect you with violence. And she talked them out of it. Here is my theory. Marwa is an insecure man. Marwa is always trying to prove what a man he is. Even to his wife. Okay, which men that behave like that are usually men that are not performing well in bed. They try to overcompensate outside of the bed to show the woman that they're capable of, exerting great strength, which they're not. Otherwise, they wouldn't be having problems in bed. But or at least in that part of their life. But she talked him out of it, and to the extent that he was letting her watch the horses and try to work with the horses on her own, the horses were doing fine. But it's like, if you see the video of Marwa on the day that Rocio Cabrera, the racist, the horsewoman who despises black people and will not even eat with guests like a Jamaican uncle who have come to her house and given him and their friends money and different gifts. Rocio didn't want to eat with them. Rocio is a racist. So the way that I have it figured is this. Rocio was kind of like being disrespectful with Marwa. She's reached a point at which she's bored. She wants to leave that ranch, and her tourism in Kenya is pretty much, exhausted itself. She wants to go home. And I think that, Marwa might have been trying to prove to her what a big he-man he was, took it upon himself to take the horses into the river. That did not work out very well. Maybe out of her sight, he decided that he was going to teach these horses who is the boss, and proceeded to strike Amistad, at which point something that I predicted happened. Amistad went ahead and gave him a good solid kick. Okay, and how did Marwa behave when that cow at his mother's compound did something aggressive to him? He picked up a stick and he wanted to hurt it. I think that Marwa has had a resentment about these mules and horse from the very beginning. And, Marwa thinks that he knows everything. Back to what I was saying, he was instructing Rocio Cabrera about how to ride a motorcycle. You put it in gear, you get out of gear very slowly, and drive pole. When the woman was out of sight, he admitted that he doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle. But he still had the urge to instruct her about how to do it. Marwa doesn't know anything about horses, but he still has the urge to show to the world that he knows everything about everything, even when he knows nothing about the subject. My hunch is that he was probably striking the horse with a rope or something. The horse took a good kick at him. Marwa lost his temper, picked up a stick or some kind of object, beat that horse, maybe beat it to death, maybe not. Beat it badly enough to where he was afraid to let Rocio see the horse. Okay? At that point, The horse was probably walked off somewhere, by villagers who do slaughtering, slaughtered, and the meat was sold or given away, whatever. Modesta, Coco Mama said something very important about that. Marwa wants to make believe that the horse died of pneumonia near the water and was buried several feet away. And, the question is, how much did that horse weigh? I don't know the exact weight, but I can safely say that horse probably weighed a great deal. How did they get that horse from wherever he was or she was? And I'm saying horse. Amistad was a mule. How did they get them to the burial place? Who dug up the hole? Who pushed that great, big, beautiful creature into a hole? Who covered her? The whole thing sounds like a scam. Some people are saying, and I believe it is Black Beauty, that Marwa, that horse probably may not be dead. That the owners of that horse got tired of Marwa's BS in his attempt not to pay for the horse, the mule, and probably repossessed the mule. Who knows what's going on? All that I know is that these people are just slimy. These people are terrible human beings, and I would not trust a dog, a horse, or any other living creature into their care. Look at how they're treating Conrad's mom. They're pretty much ignoring her, pretty much leaving her on her own. Were it not for her other son, Davy Jr., who has taken it upon himself to cook for her, were it not for Uncle Mo that has taken it upon himself to make her special soups, who knows what would be going on with that woman. Marwa and Rocio both are terrible people. And apparently, now that the story's out about how she doesn't really like Black Americans, she's making it obvious that it's not just Black Americans she doesn't like. She refused to come to the table and eat with Uncle. She came to the table and talked to him, but acted like if a Jamaican uncle had some kind of disease and wouldn't eat with him. These people are rude, they're obnoxious, they're greedy. Excuse me. I know all of these things from secondhand videos. I refuse to give him any views. I have unfollowed both. And as far as I was following Marwa just out of curiosity, but now, all of you need to follow your own conscience. If you're happy following somebody who is racist and has a nasty attitude toward Black Americans, which I guarantee you she secretly has toward Kenyans too. Okay? I guarantee you she doesn't like any Kenyans either. If you are willing to follow somebody like her or a man who marries that kind of a thing, more power to you. And by the way, let me just say something. Argentinians are not considered Caucasians. Even though, some people might be confused in that regard. Marwa is a joke, and so is Rocio Cabrera. And I just pray to God that those animals be taken away from them. That whole BS about him doing fishing as a business or fish raising, that's proven to be a disaster. When the fishes are not coming up dead, the compound is infested with mosquitoes that are breeding in that water, which apparently is not all that fresh. Total joke. My dear brothers and sisters, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please like and subscribe. I want to get over 600 if possible, and I want to keep climbing up there in numbers. It's like you have to see a gift from Allah. In Hebrew we would say Baruch Hashem. Praise be the name of Allah. You have to see a gift when a gift is given. You know, if I made the mistake of having a channel that grew if I was given the opportunity of having a channel that grew very quickly, you know, I would take the time out to get to know the people that are subscribing to me. Thank you very much to all of them. You know, and I knew a young lady who opened a YouTube channel, and in a matter of a few days had something like 2.5 million followers. She just did. Nobody could explain why that happened. Go on that channel and post a comment and see if she responds, or is she, you know, she ignores people. I don't want this to be that kind of channel. I love each and every one of you. I love your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. You know, and comment. I really, and please continue coming back to this channel. You know, Salam alaikum, Kwaheri.